beautiful people. Thank you for joining. Thank you for clicking on my video today. Please feel free to comment how you feel about these nails. Would you wear your nails this long? Would you ever do a bubble look for yourself? Let me know. If there's a look that you guys want me to try to recreate or do, or just make it my own, I'm always free for that too. So these nails, I started off with, the base of them were 7 inches long. I took a measuring stick and I measured it after I was finished. They were 7 inches, and I could never wear these nails like long term. The women that can, or the people that can, kudos to you, because I could never. Right here you'll just see me put in a protective layer of clear acrylic to my natural nail beds, so that the black acrylic that I'll put on later doesn't bleed through and like bleed through my and like stain my nails. Sorry, didn't know what I was thinking. But right here you'll just see me doing that. In a moment you'll see me cutting down this protective UV protection glove that I have on, and other glove. It just wasn't helping. I was hot. It was too tight in certain areas. My pinky was turning purple. Do you see it? I was like, Lord Jesus, a nail look was never worth that. And you know what's crazy about all of it? I tried to put those on for the first time because, I'm trying to protect my skin against these harmful rays. I ain't trying to die early. So that's so off. But I put it on, like I said, to be a protective layer to the UV light lamp itself. Being that I am a nail artist and I create different content, my hand is consistently going in that lamp. And it can have effects on your skin if you're using it as much as, I am, or any nail tech or content creator is. But you'll see me do a very, very, very thin layer of this black shimmery mica powder acrylic. I'm doing a very thin layer of this, and then you'll see me go in with iGel Beauty's Midnight Black acrylic, and a little bit thicker of a layer. Now these nails for me are very temporary. They are coming back off. They came back off the next morning. Because I wanted to get some good lighting photos, and as long as they were, the sun ended up setting, so they did come off the next morning. But they aren't staying on for me, so I did do the acrylic application fairly thin. So yeah, but this whole tutorial is really just to show you how we do the bubble nails. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people do bubble art. It's like all up and down my Pinterest of different bubble art, and I have not seen them done on nails. So I thought, if no one's done it, girl, do it. So yeah, that's what I did. So I'm just going in with this iGel Beauty Midnight Black acrylic. And you'll see me go a little bit thicker of a base, just to make sure it's fully covered and pigmented with that black. And then from there, we go on to the fun part, which is shaping and then getting our bubbles on there. It was a very interesting way of doing it. I would say, from the tutorials that I watched, most of them did it on canvases or like a wall or something that's a fairly flat surface. That is not the case with nails, as nails are curved in multiple different ways in different areas. So you'll see different areas where I kind of struggle trying to get the different tools that I use to make the shapes to lay as flat or to show up as clearly, but we'll get there when we get there. Right now, enjoy this very sped up application process of this black acrylic. fun fact, well, two fun facts. One, I am in the process of getting my nail license. So hopefully by the end, or really close to the beginning of November of this year, I will be an official licensed nail technician. I'm in the process of completing my hours. I am at 530 hours out of a total of 600 hours as required by the state of Texas. So I am excited about that, and Lord willing, I will pass that test first go round. Lord Jesus. But that's what this practice and, actually studying and whatnot is for. The other fun fact is that I am in the process of moving. I'm moving into a different rental property. And with that being the case, I may or may not have content as quickly, like the next following week, to post a new video. I'll try my best to see if we can both pack and unpack enough in time to make sure I can get something out for you all. But please feel free to follow us on all social media. We do try to post daily, even though I might not have certain posts on there as well. Just with this whole process of us moving, but you will have the most up-to-date, accurate information day to day from what we do, and kind of the different looks we've gone for, different inspiration, different things like that. We're just going to finish up this acrylic process and then go ahead and actually finish up the shaping of it as well. Some parts of me absolutely loved these nails. Like, you can see me playing and like flipping around with them. And other parts, I just can't wear. I couldn't wear them too long. Like, I had my wrist brace on very, very shortly after doing these nails, and they were hurting my hands because they're so heavy. And I can only imagine. Like I said, I did this acrylic very thin, as I'm taking them right back off. But as someone who would wear these for, actually get their nails done and such, so they last 2 to 3 weeks plus, they probably would have theirs a lot thicker. I can only imagine how much extra weight is on your hand just having nails this long. So again, kudos to those who do this on a daily. I love you, and I love you for it. I'm praying for your wrist, praying for your hands. I know your designs are probably beautiful. Like, the bigger the canvas, the more beautiful the designs will be. So, yeah, that is a that I could not do for long. So, kudos to you. We talk about how beautiful this black is, how this look is just coming together, how it's just given. Ooh, I'm gonna find a little snippet of my wrist in the wrist brace so you guys can see it. I'm also gonna find a little snippet and insert the photo of how long these nails were. I'll insert both of those in there so you guys can see. Oh, sorry. My Bible studies, I keep forgetting that, I was on Bible studies today. So you will see me pop around and say hi to my kinfolk every once in a while. But try try to stick to the video as much as possible. I usually keep my nails done, and I usually use probably the 2XL tips. I can do that length all day, even a little bit longer. Like the longest I've ever had my nails was right where the 3XL tip met the 2XL tip. That's the longest I've ever had my nails and wore it. Was on vacation, and I was struggling a bit with certain things for sure, but I did it. But yeah, that's probably the longest I've ever had my nails. The normal length I would have my nails is right where the two tips meet. The shorter end of the tip is usually where I kept my nails. I'm not sure why I keep sitting and standing, but yeah. We're getting into shaping these nails. I was so confused how to hold them, and how to do stuff with them. I was struggling here and there, but I did get this shape fairly crispy. Like I said, these are very thin, so I wanted to be very careful with it as well so it didn't break. But it took a whole lot of hand filing, and then I took out my drill and filed as well with that, to actually get the shape into a decent alignment. Also, fun fact, somehow my thumb is actually longer than the rest of the nails. I'm not sure if I didn't clip it down as much whenever I put it on, but it's actually longer. So my thumb is the longest nail out of all of them. That one was the 7 inches. The other ones were probably right next to it. They probably were maybe like 6 inches, 5.5 inches at the slightest, which is still pretty dang long. But the longest that one was 7 inches. Like I said, I don't know why I ended up gluing the tip a little bit longer for the thumb, but we didn't change it, and it didn't look too far off. But I do know, like, when I measured it, it was a little bit longer than the others. So it's like, okay, that's interesting. When I tell you your girl was trying all different techniques to get this in shape, I was literally sawing the nail while I was on the table. They were super long, and I'm not used to it. Of course, I would never do that to a client if I have them in store. Like, I wouldn't put them on a table and do their nails. It's a little bit easier when you have 2 hands. But just with the one hand doing it on myself, it was a little bit more difficult to try to get that shape the way I needed it. So we took my 80 by 80 grit file and just started hammering away any direction we could get it. And then you'll see me above the surface of the nails, and then we'll go in and fill any areas where I over filed, or just like say like where the tips met, where it wasn't as smooth as a process. I also went back in and filled that acrylic, built it up a little bit more in that area so it actually aligned a little bit better. So we are getting all these little dust particles up out of the way. All of our shaping's done and out of the way. Got our shapes as crispy as we can get them for this look. And then we're just gonna start on the actual design that you guys are all here for, which is the bubble nail art. So the way we started these, we had several different circular tools that we had to make the circles of each bubble. So I used anything I could find. Some of them were like opposite ends of like an acrylic jar. Some of them was like a brush holder. Really just different little things that had circles on it. So we used different sizes. Once I had the different sizes, I would take actual acrylic paint. We didn't use gel art paint. We just used acrylic paint. But I would dip them in and try to get the shape to form. This is where I noticed that like this design or this technique is a little bit better on a flatter surface, because it's just a little bit harder to get those items to touch down like fully into the circle. But we worked with what we got. So we just started off, like I said, background, all the little bubbles, just creating the circles. Any of the bubbles that we couldn't create that way, you'll see me later on taking my nail brush, the small little nail brush art pen. I bought this set from Amazon. I think the brand name is Stevie Land, but I'll confirm. And I'll put that information in the description. But I bought it from Amazon. And we just take that little thin 3D nail art brush and try to complete those circles as much as we can. I even start making my own little circles. The smaller the circle, the easier it was for me to like connect it and still look like a circle. If you are a beast at drawing circles, you're like out of this world. We might live in a circle, but I struggle making a normal circle. So you'll see me like doing little bits of it just to try to make it connect. And then from there, once we have all of our bubbles where we want them, you guys will see me, I'll pull out all the different colors of acrylic, and I will be putting in a different clip so you guys can see those colors go on. And it doesn't matter which, of gel polish, the different colors of gel polish. It does not matter what colors you use. I did see different tutorials that said that. A lot of people use like an orange and a blue, like contrasting colors, on like opposite ends of the bubble. So, but it doesn't matter. It just matters about the technique. You have a circle, and then you have the colors that's on the outside but not touching the outside, and then you have the little stars and small little details that's on the outside, that make it look like more of a realistic bubble effect. So right here you'll see me top coating the nails itself just to make sure that the bubbles stay where I want them. In case I make any errors and I want to wipe things away, I'm not wiping off the main thing that I worked that long for. So just top coating it. This is going to be a matte top coat. It doesn't matter if you use shiny or matte. Just for this instance, I used the last bit of matte that I had. And when I say last bit, I mean I was scraping the last little bits from the bottle. But that's what I'm doing here. I'll cure it. I also wanted you guys to see what I meant by I did not need the UV glove anymore. My fingers are at the back of my lamp itself. I bought this lamp also from iGel Beauty. It's their diamond lamp. But this UV lamp it doesn't have an opening in the back, so my fingers are all the way through as far as they can go. And it's barely in there. I honestly couldn't even fit my full hand in there, so you'll see me curing my four fingers and then coming back and curing my thumb. And right about here is where my camera died, so we end up switching over to my phone camera, and you'll just see me filling in the bubbles with the different colors that I have. So I have all 5 or 6 different colors laid out on a tray. I'm using my reference photo, the ones I've pictured beforehand. I'll put them in again here in just a second, but I use those reference photos and I just kind of go kind of how I see it, and it's like the bubbles are like slowly coming to life. See my little excitement there, here and there. I've been probably working on these nails for about 2.5 hours, if not a little bit longer now. I did have a meeting in between, so I did slow down time a little bit, but about 2.5 hours working on these nails. Just so ready to be done. But this process is like totally worth it, like watching each bubble like come to life. It's insane. But tell me what you guys think. Would you try this? I always like using art that inspires, nails, because nails is a form of art. So yeah, tell me what you think.